day, everybody. It is Calxiyn and Hunter here, and if you guys enjoy this video, you should subscribe for more RWBY videos. Check out the Patreon if you guys want to see videos like these early, and you should join the Discord server so we can talk to you, so you can talk to us, so we can all talk about RWBY during this very long hiatus. Long, cold hiatus. So let's talk about Emerald, because I am really excited about the prospects of this scenario. So Emerald now knows the name of Jinn because she was eavesdropping, and it seems like that Hazel and Emerald could possibly, run over there and check out what's going on with Jinn and see if Salem has been lying to them, or rather if Ozpin is telling the truth about all of the circumstances around Salem wanting to end the world. But I feel like that Emerald will do most of the work, that she will steal the lamp, and then Hazel will just sort of like find her and get sucked into it. Like Hazel will be like, oh, I know that you want to know too, so let's both ask, right? But then Emerald will do most of the work of illusioning herself, of taking the lamp from wherever it is. I'm not even sure where it is anymore because I didn't see it on Salem when she was, conducting, right?
She was
so
a little
I'm not
into
even
it,
sure where it is.
She wasn't paying attention to where the lamp
so I wonder if, Emerald will do all the work. She'll steal the lamp because she's Aladdin, but then Hazel will be like, all right, you want to know, I want to know, let's just all sit here. Because I think that it isn't important who takes the lamp as much as I think that everyone will get sucked into it, in a sense, except for Salem, obviously. I think that if Cinder and Neo have left already, maybe they won't be in it, but I feel like that it doesn't matter who gets it. It doesn't matter if Hazel gets it or Emerald gets it. Both of them will see the truth because they'll both find each other, and Hazel isn't a tattletale, right? Hazel seems to care about Emerald and Mercury to some extent, so I feel like they'll both watch it together. Now, if Cinder and Neo are there, I feel like they just get sucked into it just by the circumstances, but I feel like that they wouldn't be able to do that right now because they're getting ready, but time does stop. So when you think about it, Emerald and Cinder and Neo could see the truth first and then go after the maiden powers, but I'm like, well, Cinder, after you find out that Salem's gonna kill all of you, why would you just go like nothing happened? So I feel like it's one of two things. I feel like that A, they get sucked into it unwillingly, like Cinder and Neo, that Emerald won't let them leave until they see this shit first, and then something else follows where maybe Cinder is just like, I don't care, I still want the power. Maybe that's the only way we can stop Salem is with the maiden powers. That could be her light bulb thing, and we've talked about that happening before. Two, Neo and Cinder leave without Emerald because they're like, Emerald, if you don't want to come, you don't have to. They leave without her. They go to Schnee Manor. We made a different video on that.
Hop in the car, loser. We're going to kidnap someone.
They willingly sit there and then they go anyway. So I think that one is better. I feel like that them being stuck because of Emerald, I feel like it's better, but 1 and 3 ultimately lead to the exact same conclusion of Cinder being like, well, fuck, I don't care right now, let's go get the maiden powers, because I feel like that would definitely be Cinder's vibe. Neo, on the other hand, I'm not sure, but I feel like that too would be interesting, just because then Emerald and Hazel would have to convince Cinder, and Cinder may think they're lying, and Jinn can't just re-explain, right? And so I feel like that it would be interesting if you could be like, Jinn, please re-explain the question. Right? It would be nice to review answers of questions you've already asked, but I feel like that we're going to get a nice parallel to what is Salem hiding, just like we got what is Ozpin hiding. I feel like we're going to get a nice splitteroo, but I feel like that the reason why Emerald will take the lamp versus Hazel is because Emerald's Aladdin, right? That's what everyone is thinking, is that because Emerald is Aladdin, there's a higher likelihood in her stealing the lamp, because that's her Aladdin inspiration, and I would agree on that. But I think that even if Hazel took it, I think Emerald would still be there, whether he knows or not. I feel like that they're gonna do it together is basically what I'm getting at.
I kind of like the idea of maybe Cinder, Emerald goes to Neo and Cinder. Cinder's just like, I can go into I've heard some things. I think that Salem just wants to destroy the world. Yeah. I know how to work the lamp. I know how to, but if she told Cinder how to do that, wouldn't Cinder want to immediately turn around, go grab it, and then be like, Salem, look at me, right? So I feel like maybe she would pause for a moment and think do not do anything. When we get back, we are going to bring this information to Salem together. And I wonder if she's almost going to try to trick Emerald and to be like go along with my schemes.
Yeah.
You'll be in my good graces if this happens.
Could Emerald be manipulated to go against Hazel by Cinder? Is that basically what you're suggesting?
Yes.
That Emerald is like, we need to ask the lamp, and Cinder's like, we'll do it when we get back. But then to get on Salem's good side, Cinder rats Hazel out. So it could be possible that maybe Emerald and Hazel still see the truth, but it could be possible that afterwards they rat out Hazel and Emerald's just like, me? I didn't see anything, right? They just know that Hazel got told the password and Hazel used the lamp, and that would be some sort of like internal warfare that Cinder is just like, hey, if we get rid of Hazel, but what's the benefit of her? Hazel has no threat to her. Right? Because Hazel's a guy anyway. It's not like Hazel's gonna get all the maiden powers.
Well, no,
so I
it's
feel
well.
like
I think that's.
I guess it's more
Cinder.
about just getting on.
It's about Cinder
Salem's side,
being
right?
on her good side, and I feel like that'll be what Emerald realized, that it was never for the good of the plan. It was only to push. Cinder's only ever.
Cinder's gonna throw
nice,
Hazel under the bus
and
in order to get back on Salem's
Cinder's
good side.
only ever remotely nice to Emerald when it serves a purpose, and I feel like that will be what she finally realized, that like, oh, I need to get out of here.
But I feel like that it would be more compelling if Cinder changes a little because of this information.
Maybe.
I feel like it would be less compelling for Cinder to go back to her old ways, because I feel like there's some sort of setup. Cinder now seeing that Mercury and Emerald, like she's losing them, and she has to hold on to them, because maybe that they're really all she had. Like, she seems sad when Mercury said, I'm not taking orders from you anymore, and I feel like that she could be sad in a genuine way, where she realizes that she's losing her friends, if you want to call it that. Even though she deserved it, she treated them badly. I feel like that, like, Cinder's character arc should go in a direction where she realizes the value of Emerald before she loses her. So I feel like that her turning Hazel, like, in just isn't as effective, because that's just Cinder going back to her old ways. Whereas I would like to see Cinder make a new way.
Are you on team redeem
Not
Cinder?
redeem per se, but like for Cinder to see and be like, okay, if this is true, maybe we could defeat Salem using the maiden power. So still in it for herself, that Cinder still wants to go suck the juice out of Penny, all that. However, that they see the truth, and that Cinder formulates a third-party plan like we've been discussing. And I think that Hazel is gonna just straight up leave, possibly, and we'll talk about, Hazel needs his own video, so we'll talk about that when that time comes. However, I think that it could be like, okay, new plan. Neo, you're gonna go get Ruby, that's all you want to do, and then you're gonna fuck off, because, whatever. Then 2, like, Emerald, you're gonna come with me, we're gonna get the maiden powers, because maybe if we get all the maiden powers, we could have magic like Salem does and actually stand a chance. So they could huddle together and make that sort of plan. And I feel like that's more effective, because that means that Cinder is still doing what Salem told her to do, but now Cinder has a different mindset, like, okay, well, considering this information, we'll still do what Salem wants for now, but we'll do it for the purpose of trying to fight against her later. And I feel like that would be more effective of a line in the story. But I don't know. Like, they could do her turning in Hazel well. They could.
True.
But I like this better. Like, this would be what I would want to see.
So this is what I imagine happen. I imagine Cinder, Penny, or rather Cinder and Neo go out to try to get Penny. That works.
Yeah.
We've discussed that in different videos. Ha 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 ha. And then they come back, and that, when they're all back together, maybe, and we see that in the opening, how time freezes in the opening.
Yeah.
When they're on a big battlefield on the ice, I imagine that's when maybe Emerald grabs it from whoever had it there, or maybe she was still on the whale.
Maybe she wouldn't even need to steal the lamp. Like, what if she just says Jinn, but then Jinn just exclude, like, would that be possible, though, for Jinn to exclude Salem if she's in the room? I wonder what the radius is around this.
They might all, because I imagine when that happens, everyone's going to be, like, horrified and shocked, and everyone will turn to Salem, and it would be an interesting character moment for Salem if she doesn't even look, remotely remorseful.
Yeah, she's just not stressed out about it at all. She's just like, well, what can you fuckers do? I'll kill you.
What did you expect? Really?
Yeah, and so I feel like when you say, though, that Cinder will will succeed. Do you mean that she'll just capture Penny and bring her to Salem?
Yes.
Because I don't know. Like, I don't know about Cinder, like, killing Penny for sure.
Or, like, Penny is hacked properly and Penny comes back.
And goes, like, with them, basically. That she goes with Cinder. Yeah, I can see that. That makes a bit more sense. I just don't see Penny getting her power sucked out yet. I see more of Salem being like, okay, Cinder, remember to bring Penny back here because she's hacked. And then Salem ultimately has the plan of, like, replacing Cinder down the line. That's how I sort of see everything. But yeah, I think we have a solid plan here. Solid ideas.
And I feel like maybe that's how... I still think Atlas is going to be crushed. I still think that...
Bad times.
Salem is going to get that new relic. But I feel like that victory is going to be made difficult because everyone is in the room and witnesses what Salem will do.
I just want a whole episode of what is Salem hiding. Like, I just want the Lost Fable part 2. Like, I feel like that would be really fun.
I don't imagine it'll just be a retread. I think it'll be like, what is Salem's end goal? And then it just shows picture of, like, horrible destruction or the end of the world. I imagine something like that.
But I think if we do What is Salem Hiding, it's not like we'd see the Lost Fable again. Yeah. I'm saying that we would see a different half. Like, maybe we start with... Because we know from the fairy tale book, we know that, like, her father was, like, abusive and stuff. Like, maybe we see that half. Maybe we see, like, her time as the White Witch before. Because in the fairy tale book, it actually says that the White Witch is a different fairy tale, but it's not actually in the book. Like, it's not actually written, right? So I wonder, like, could we see what she was doing before Oz got reincarnated?
Which thing is?
We could see how Summer died, because that's something that's maybe Salem's I don't know if that would count as what Salem's hiding. I think that
might be connected to, we find out how the hounds are created.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like that we'd get basically the Lost Fable, but the more Salem bits that we never knew before. And so you see, like, Talk being turned into a Grimm when she fails. Like, this is the fate of people that go against Salem, and we see, like, bloodshed and different things. I feel like the thing about finding out how Summer dies, I feel like it's not as effective if Ruby isn't there. Yes. And so I feel like that it would kind of be interesting if we have this scene of, if this happens after the Cinder situation of Cinder breaking into the manor like we think that she does. If this happens after the scene where they're during the scene where they're trying to blow up the whale, like Juniper, or I guess Jean, Ren, and Yang, they're in the whale with Oscar. They're, like, making their way out of the whale, and then Team RWBY goes in to, like, help them because they know that they are in the whale. Because we had this other theory, like a Bumblebee Kiss theory, that Team RWBY would be on the outside when the whale explodes, and they would think that Yang's dead. But instead, they could all go inside of the whale too. Like, they could go to help after they... get to the front lines. Like, Raven's there, everyone's there. So everyone's there,
what happens, maybe then she will be like, I have to help more now.
Hazel and Emerald are in the room, okay? They're ready to activate the lamp, okay? You know, Jean, Ren, and Yang are like, FBI, open up! Like, we're getting Oscar back, right? So they go in and they go into the room, and then Team RWBY goes into the room as well, because Team RWBY now knows that, Yang, Ren, and Jean are all in the whale. So Team RWBY, after their fight at the manor, they know
that that's where Penny is head, so they're chasing Penny.
Yeah, and then they go into the whale, and Juniper's in the whale, Team RWBY's in the whale, Hazel and Emerald are in the whale, maybe Cinder and Neo, I'm not sure, I haven't figured that out yet, but everyone's in the whale, or at least... John and Ren and Yang. Yes. And then they get sucked all into Jinn. And then even if Yang sees how Summer died, I feel like that would be just as effective if RWBY sees it. I know it's bigger for RWBY as a character moment than Yang, but Summer was still Yang's mom. But I feel like that the relic should activate and everyone should be there, and then they'd all find out.
I like the idea if she says, what is Salem hiding from us? And then it's
and then it's all of them. We see what they're hiding from RWBY, what they're hiding from Hazel.
Maybe we see Gretchen die. Maybe we see Summer. Maybe we see, obviously the end of the world.
Yeah.
And I imagine that it would make
us.
sense.
It's like What is she hiding from Cinder? What is she hiding from Hazel? What's she hiding from Ruby? If everyone makes it in the whale, they're all just sitting there while time freezes and they're just like, oh. And that's why I feel like it would actually be more effective if Cinder and Neo aren't there in that circumstance, in the circumstance that Team Ruby and Juniper are with Hazel and Emerald, just because they could convince Hazel and Emerald to defect a little more.
But I also feel like maybe that's how everyone escapes the whale with Raven again. Was that like all of like people like Hazel and Emerald, Mercury, Cinder are too shocked to do anything and fight. Maybe even Salem's too shocked to do anything and fight. That's how they escape. So it doesn't feel kind of awkward, because getting everyone in the whale and having it feel natural is hard enough. Getting everyone out will be even more difficult.
Yeah, because I feel like it makes sense. Like, Jean in the whale, like Jean's group in the whale makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
Team Ruby's group, if they find out they're in there, of course they go after Jean and Yang and Ren, right? Like, that makes sense.
Go after Penny and them if Penny is
Yes, if Penny gets hacked and they start going back in the well, they start following Penny, they go after Penny, right? And so it makes sense. But getting them all out, that's going to need some Raven, and we already made a theory like that. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this theory about how Emerald and Hazel are going to use the Relic, hopefully. And so I hope that you guys enjoyed, and we will see you guys in the next one. Bye!